a banana, a banana, banana, a banana.
Yeah, and I think I got one.
Welcome back to Often Wrong, Never in Doubt, with your host, Emilio. I know you've waited over 2 weeks for an actual weekly recap, so let's get straight to it. And straight to it we shall, as we had an unbelievable week here at the league. Drinks were made, food was served, and hopes and dreams were smashed, like fruit muddled by this monster of a bartender. But no more waiting, which is what my tables are known to say as I approach them. But this is no time for joking. It's time for your Week 7 recap. Recap. Hey, is recap short for recapture, or is it just a word? Recap? Recapture? Capture? Capture? Capture. Doesn't even sound like a word now. Capture. Wait, what are we talking about? We start off this week with Coach Jorgensen, who finally met a match more devoted to the Church of Violence than himself in Coach Dietrich. However, he still slithered to a victory, running behind a dominating 37-point performance from quarterback Kyler Murray. Not to mention, I did it again, last one. Not to mention a defensive shellacking of the New England Patriots and my quarterback, Cam Newton. My God, look at him. What the fuck was I thinking drafting that guy? Look at his fucking hat. Coach Dietrich decided to help out by making every possible wrong decision at wide receiver as she watched helplessly while Keenan Allen from the bench tripled the combined score of her wide receiver 2, tight end, and flex. Coach Dietrich once again denied an interview with Often Wrong with a friendly throat chop, or as it's known in the Dietrich household, a high five. Coach Noeem decided this week to put on his big boy pants and delivered possibly his greatest performance of the season. He's now being hailed as the league's new quarterback whisperer, as he whispered over 30 points out of rookie sensation Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals. Coach Hong, however, well, he decided to waste everyone's time and suck the talent right out of Devontae Freeman and DK Metcalf of the Seattle Seahawks, proving that he is equally as skilled at coaching as he is at carving pumpkins. What a loser. Coach Stosh, or as he's come to be known around the league as the Freebie, handed away another easy victory to Coach Slocum, who, when asked about her win, replied with, "We're in a league?" before confidently passing out and slithering off her bar stool to the floor and aggressively spooning in nearby an unwilling dog. Despite Coach Slocum forgetting to bench Miles Sanders, who was injured, Coach Stosh made sure to hand away the win by failing to cross the 70-point threshold. On the bright side, Coach Stosh took a 20-minute pee break at work last week, which, as he says nowadays, is actually, quote, pretty fast for him. Now, Coach Stosh has often complained about our ageist comments here on Often Wrong, and here we would like to apologize to Coach Stosh in language he can understand. We're sorry! And as an even bigger apology, we would like to offer Coach Stosh his first official corporate sponsorship.
I love spending time with my grandson, but my bladder leakage was making me feel like I couldn't fully participate. Most of the products I used worked, but you kind of felt like you were wearing them, you know? Now Depend FitFlex has their fastest absorbing material inside.
This week's commercial break is brought to you by Fancy Whiskey Cocktails. Now, this is one of my favorites right here. You start out a little bit of whiskey, and then you're done. Chin chin. Coach Schnurr put on a massive show of mediocrity this week, hiding behind the 38-point performance of one Devontae Adams, and taking advantage of an exhausted Coach Gutierrez, who recently finished 6 goddamn weeks of restaurant manager training, Mind you, it takes 18 weeks to become an armed police officer, making Coach Gutierrez basically 1/3 of a cop. Coach Gutierrez's sudden preference for running back Todd Gurley over Ezekiel Elliott has fans confused, as he limited Zeke Elliott to a mere 5-point performance this week. One has to hope that Coach Gutierrez doesn't one day take over server schedules, or this reporter is fucked. Coach Schnurr finally decided to respond to questions from this show and met with our intrepid field reporter, Emilio Tirado.
Coach Schnurr, the people want to know, why do you suck so much at fantasy football? Also, can I get the heartburn medication?
Despite Coach BT's experience on his knees, he has completely failed to protect the ligaments of his starting quarterback, Dak Prescott, and also both of his starting running backs, Austin Eckler and Nick Chubb. Fucking nailed it, man. Now, Coach BT was forced to start the likes of DeAndre Swift and Travis Homer, who you've never even heard of before, and of course had absolutely no chance against Coach Williams and her air raid offense, led by one Tyler Lockett and his 45-point performance. Now, his 3 touchdowns basically had Coach Williams completely out of sight of Coach BT, who was forced to stand helpless, like a server waiting on a slow bartender at the drink well. Fans are beginning to raise questions about Coach BT's overly close physical training regimen with tight end Tyler Higbee. I said tight end Tyler Higbee. You get it? You get it? Moving on to Coach Drew. We love you, buddy. Here's your rap song. Here we go. Yeah. Ha ha. Try to do something cool. Hysterical, satirical, empirical, mythical, miracle, lyrical, the pinnacle. But I'm shite today, can't call the right plays. Cam Newton got me shooting out my brains. Don't doubt the pain, these tears come about like the rain. Running like Mustangs, got me looking at name. Jerry McKinnon be sinning, I win and got me drinking the gin and I grinning and spinning and thinning the herd. Haven't you heard the word? Victory assured, gone like the bird. Bye-bye, no cry, with Deontay Johnson running so long and so strong and scoring higher than the ball can make me feel. It's not real, the deal for Coach Reyes, who scored even higher. He been knocked down, a sweet little brown, a man we miss, even though we diss. If this man could get a wish, it'd be that D could be okay someday. And when you wait, you could be okay with the way that I ran your team, who I deemed to start, trying to make your team real smart. I mean, I did my best with players to rest. Just take another breath and rest, don't stress. Just do your best to come back to your friends, cause in the end we can mend and tend any problems. Running back so we can solve them. Just wanna push and shove and play real rough, but in the end it's love. Cause when we come from above, think I've done enough. About to take my bow, don't ask me how, I got no doubts. Though often wrong, the song longer than a drought. Time to turn about. If you'd like to subscribe, if not, I'm out. Woo! Woo! See you next week, motherfuckers. Ow!
Yeah, and I think I got one.